Hi there and welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here, and in this video we're going to do the algebraic topic of collecting like terms. So what I'd like us to be able to do is what's called simplify. We'd like to simplify an algebraic expression, and I'll talk about these terms as I go along, by collecting like terms. Right, let's have a look straight away by looking at the big idea. Now, if I ask you the following question, 5 plus 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 5, 1, what is the answer? And 2, how did you work it out? Well, hopefully, rather than doing 5 add 5 is 10, add another 5 is 15, add another 5 is 20, another 5 is 25, another 5 is 30, another 5 is 35, another 5 is 40, another 5 is 45, another 5 is 50. Hopefully, maybe you didn't do that. And what you thought to yourself is, well, how many 5s have I got? I've got 1 5, I add another, another. Okay, so in total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 5s. So if I have 10 5s, rather than counting up, I can simply do 5, I've got 10 multiplied by 5, 10 5s, which is 50. And you would do it like that. So what you've really done is collected those 5s together and written them as 10 lots of 5, and you knew the answer to that was 50. Now, this is what we're going to do with an algebraic expressions, and instead of knowing our number 5, we're going to generalize to algebra. We're going to put a letter in place of a number and see if we can manipulate and collect the expression to make it neater. So, for example, imagine you were asked the following: a plus a plus a plus a plus a blah blah blah. How do you think you'd write it if you had to guess? So write down what you think you might do to write it. Well, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 A's. So what you might do is say that that is 10 multiplied by A. It's 10 lots of A, this unknown number, this general number, 10 lots of A. And you'd be right. But a mathematician actually writes that as 10A. They drop the multiply sign there. They drop it, they're lazy, they get rid of it, and they just write it's 10 multiplied by A. The other reason they drop it is it might confuse people into thinking that it was 10xa and x was a variable, okay? So they drop it for those reasons. So instead, when you see this, you would write 10A, 10 lots of the number A, this number that we don't yet know yet. Okay, so, and the word to do this is called simplify. It collect like terms or simplify. So imagine I asked you to simplify the following. What might you write? Well, hopefully you would write that you have 5 b's. So instead of writing 5 times b, you would just simply write down 5b as follows. One other thing to point out, mathematicians use this sign here, identical to. That means it is identical to. Okay, and for this, because this is an equation we solve, this isn't like something we solve like, for example, x plus 10 equals 13, what's x? X is 3. This is just saying that a different way, and a better way maybe, of writing b plus b plus b plus b plus b is 5b. They're identical to each other. They're two ways of writing the same, two different ways of writing the same thing. So let's use this going forward. Okay, next example. Simplify the following. Now, we have, it's always good to highlight as well when you do this. You have 3 h's, you add 5 h's, and you subtract 7 h's. Notice how I include the symbol before the algebraic part inside my circling, and here this 3h actually has a hidden, is a positive number, isn't it? So it actually has a positive there. So I have 3h, I add 5h, and I take away 7h. I've got 1h left, okay? 1h like that. Mathematicians don't tend to write 1x or 1h. They just write H. Okay? Next one. Well, we have positive 11b, we add 2b, and we take away 13b. 11b plus 2b is 13b. Take away 13b obviously leaves you with nothing. So this is nothing. 0. Next example, we have 5a, positive 5a, and we subtract 8a. Now, what do we have here? Well, we have negative 3a. And to justify this to yourself is a difficult concept, but 5a means a plus a plus a plus a plus a, right? And negative 8a means subtract 1a, subtract 2a, subtract 3a, subtract 4a, subtract 5a, subtract 6a, subtract 7a, subtract 8a. And if you were to work these out, we know that if we have a positive a and a negative a, they're 0, a positive a and a negative a, they're 0, positive a, negative a, they're 0, positive a, negative a, they're 0, positive a, negative a, they're 0, and we're left with negative 3a, if you just want to justify it. Or you can just say 5 of something, take away 8 of something, is negative 3 of something. Okay, next one, example 5, simplify the following. This is where the highlighters are crucial. Okay, so let's deal with the a. We've got 1a here, and remember to include the sign when you're highlighting. Do highlight, buy some highlights for the exam. 1a plus 2a, we've got there. And I'm going to write that as identical to 3a. Then we've got ourselves 3b's, and we're going to add 4b's. So we've got ourselves plus 7b's. And lastly, we've got ourselves a leftover positive c here, so we're going to write that as plus c. A, B's and C's are to be kept separate. Some people might write something like this. Kids tend to think that I've got A, B's and C's, so in the answer I'll have an A, B, C, and they add the number 1, 3 is 4, add 2 is 6, add 4 is 10, add 1 is 11. They might write something like that. It's not correct, okay? Keep your A's separate, work them out. Keep your B's separate, work them out. Keep your C's separate, work it out. You can only collect like terms, okay? You can only collect, A is like A, you can collect them. Something with B is like something with B, you can collect them. And something with C is like something with C, you can collect that. So don't try and combine the actual algebraic variables. Okay, next one. So, get the highlighter out, make sure we're getting into the habit of doing this. We've got an A, and we subtract 2 A's. So that actually leaves us with a negative A. And then we've got ourselves 3B, and we add 4B, so that gives us a 7B, so plus 7B. And you might swap the order there when you do this. You might write that as 7B subtract A, just because it's a bit neater than having the negative A at the start, but it doesn't matter, that's absolutely fine. Okay, here's another one. So, we've got ourselves A, and we've got add 2A, and we've got add 3A. So this is going to be, I'm going to write the answer up here, identical to 6A. And then we've got ourselves, I'll do it in a different colour. We've got a positive B, and we take away 5B. So we've actually got subtract 4B. And lastly, we've got ourselves 3C, and we take away a C. So that obviously leaves us with 2C. And that's our answer for this one. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to collect like terms for the following few questions just to check you understood this video. I'll show you the answers in 10 seconds. Okay, and the answers are as follows. So I've shown you how I highlighted. Make sure you're highlighting. I've used the identical sign. It's good practice to do that, and I've written all the answers out there. Just check to make sure you agree with all that and can get those answers. So I hope you found that useful in your revision of algebra. Thanks very much for watching.